Greetings, everyone. Hello on another wonderful Monday evening. I hope you guys had the weather we had today. It was spectacularly beautiful here in Atlanta. It was gorgeous. Let me adjust my camera a little bit here. I'll get a little bit of framing here. I'm going to apologize in advance. Trey McElwain, his camera is not connecting to his Skype. So we're like, well, let's try Discord. And he's like, my Discord's got to update. So we're working on Trey. I hope you are all doing great. Let me make sure all my technology is working. Hey, so real quick, I just want to point out to you guys that we hit $2,000 on Patreon. So if you are a Patreon donor, thank you. We owe you a big one. Look at this, $2,004. That is really amazing. And it's been a topic of conversation because we're still underwater, but you guys are helping us pay the bills. I mean, really, we'd be in trouble with this studio, and the studio this weekend was awesome. So first of all, I want to mention a couple people. Michael Weir and Michael S. Carter, two of our biggest donors who are always on here donating to us. And there's Michael S. Carter now. Hey, man, how you doing? Hey to everyone who's out there, who's a regular. All you guys are regulars. Look at this. It's so great to see you all. And thank you. Michael Weir and Michael S. Carter have both extended their membership. I actually had to create levels for them because they were like, hey, we'd like to give $75 a month. And then I was like, okay, I'll create another level for that. And then I created one for 100, and Michael Weir jumped up to 100, I think. So listen, you guys are awesome. And everyone who's donating anything, right? There's a lot of guys and ladies who are donating $20 a month, who are on our De Medici level, as we call it. You guys are awesome. You give us $2 a month. We love you. Thank you. You're all part of this Axanar family, this Aries Studio project that we're doing. And of course, if you've paid attention lately, or specifically yesterday, let's see. Charles Williamson says, what? I can't hear you. At least not. Hopefully everyone else should be able to hear me, though. Yes. I'm looking. I don't see anyone else with problems hearing me. So, Charles, it may be on your end. I'm looking back, seeing. Yeah. So, anyway. Hello. So, hello to everyone. Charles Williamson, your last chemo was Wednesday. Oh, well, good for you, sir. We wish you well and good health. I know that's been a struggle for you, and so I wish you the best. My little godson, when he was 3.5, had to undergo chemo for neurofibromatosis. And his was a really mild form of chemo, but still not good. I'm sure you had the full-on chemo, and I really wish you the best, Charles. Charles, you are a trooper in every sense of the word. Yes. So anyway, Patreon, if you can donate, great. If you're a donor, thank you. We appreciate it. If you can give us $5 a month, $10 a month, whatever you can do. The ones who are giving us $20 a month, every 2 months we send out patches. We just sent out Aries Studio, and is it every 2 months we send out a patch? Yeah, we just sent out the Aries Studio and the Aries Construction team patch, which hopefully you guys have seen those patches. And so that anyway, that's how you get those. So everyone, okay, let's talk to there's a bunch of stuff in Axanar News here this week. So let's get to the good stuff. Yes, this is it. We started putting the bridge together, the captain's quarters together. We went to work on the bridge, and John Strekis, who you know, Stogie, who's on the road right now back to Philadelphia after 3 weeks here with me, and Crystal, excuse me, he's on the road back, but he was like, we need to put the captain's quarters together. We need to put it together. We need to film. I was like, okay, great. Yeah, you're right. We do. And sometimes for me, it's like I've got so much going on that it takes someone to push me to do something. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And we did it this weekend. So here's some photos. Yes, the construction patch is fitting. So there you go. So this was the bunk bed unit here. Masterfully designed and built by Dean Newberry. It looks fantastic. I think the plans may have been off of Eric Henry. I'm not sure if Eric did these plans, but you can see it is really an amazing piece of set construction, and we're really excited about it. Here's Dana Wagner, our construction guru. So the first part was, let's get the bunk unit, which has been at the front of let's get it and put it where we want it to go, right? Where are we going to build this set? And so we kind of cleared out an area where it just had something. We were like, let's put it around here. So we moved it there. And then, boom, we started piecing it together. We're like, well, where are the pieces, right? And they were all there. You know, if you look at this back behind Chris Weave there on the right, you'll see one of the other pieces up against the wall there. So we had to find all of the pieces. Yes, Val. Stogie lives in New Jersey. What did I say? Anyway, he was here for 3 weeks and he's driving back to New Jersey tonight. Not bunk beds, just a bunk. It's one bed there. Richard Waring says, hi, Alec. Nice to see you live again. Hope you are well. Love the progress updates on the sets. Unbelievable amount of work. It looks fantastic. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So here you can see us putting together. And it was, so we put 4 pieces together. So think of, if you're looking at the top of this set, initially it was a W, right? Think of a W and then think 2 of the legs of the W, the center leg and the right leg are extended. And so here you see one of the door pieces here. So we had to figure out how everything went together. It's like, oh, we need a piece that has a door. And then fortunately I had pictures in my phone from way back in 2015. And I was looking at the pictures and saying, okay, let's see what we need. And oh no, this goes here. And so we were comparing the photos because none of the flats were marked. When the set was disassembled, no one bothered to say, piece 1, connect to piece 2 here, and then put on the other piece 2. So we didn't have any of that. So it was all guesswork. And then you can see what we did here now, okay? You right now you see 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces put together here, okay? Actually 5. The center section there, all right above Dale and Dana's head, is actually 2 pieces. Think of a sandwich, right? And that's where the doorway goes. The door slides in. And here you see it here. So you see where I'm leaning against? That is a wall. And on the other side, right there's like 3 inches and then another wall. So anyway, when we got to that, we had that section that you just saw set up. And then we realized we put it in the wrong. We needed it 4 feet back and 4 feet over. We disassembled it. It was a lot easier. We just had to unscrew the screws. We had everything. We knew all the pieces now. It took us about 20 minutes to disassemble it, maybe 15 minutes to disassemble it. And then 15 minutes, we moved it and reassembled it. Okay, so then we start putting pieces together. And the pieces here you see, okay, they actually have been, it was sawed in half at the top, okay? So these 2 pieces, there's going to be a little Bondo working here. Jonathan Lane, thank you, Jonathan. I hope you didn't miss the beginning when I was pushing the Patreon really, really hard. So let me just make sure I'm getting all your chat messages here, because it always defaults to top chat, which I don't even know what it means. Let's see. All right. Let me just go through your comments. I want to, yeah, there was a time that John Stogie brought out the sledgehammer. I was like, oh, okay, let's be careful with that. JFM, question. Alex, do you think in Garth's story he has ever been a father? No, I don't think he has, because I don't think a lot of the Starship captains have families at this time. It's a very difficult situation. My apologies. Stupid fingers do not want to car. No problem. question, will you guys be showing off any of the 3D modeling effects? But yeah, absolutely. We're going to be showing off everything we can. So here we are in the picture, going through the pictures of the set. So when you're dealing, the first thing was, when we were setting it up, we assumed it was a square, right? Or a rectangle, basically. It wasn't, right? And it wasn't until we pulled all the pieces out and started lining up the top pieces. So think of that W, looking at the top, it was a W, right? Okay, you got the W, and on one side of the W is the quarters, the other side of the W, one side's the office, one side's the bunk, the sleeping quarters, right? And in between is a wall. So think of a W, right? And then on the top, there were two pieces on the top, but they were different. They were different heights. So the bunk unit is about 4 feet shorter than the office unit, right? So anyway, once we got those walls out and started measuring them, we're like, this is not rectangular at all, okay? And you can, and so the piece on the floor here in this picture actually goes where Dale is standing, right? So it connects right there where Dale is standing. The thick piece is the top, so that piece will go up on the top there. So what we realized was that literally it was in, Dean Newberry said that it was made off the captain's quarters from the original series. And so what we found is that it was actually a pie shape. So think of a piece of pie, and so the walls had to get twisted in. So the walls on one end were shorter than the walls on the back end, on the outside of the ship. On the inside of the ship, the walls were short. So anyway, we had to push it all in, and it finally went all together, and it made a lot of sense, but we were scratching our heads for a while. So if we ever tear down sets, there's going to be a lot of directions in Sharpie and a lot of markings and a lot of, so that it's very clear where everything goes. All right, so what do we got here? Let me look at some questions. Alec, question from Val Eccleston Angel. Have you been able to get some red shiny fabric for the bunk like Captain's Kirk bed on Enterprise? No, I haven't even looked at that yet. So that's all part of set decoration, right? That's an art department thing, set decoration. We haven't done any of that yet, but we will be getting into it. And if you have any source, let us know. Jay from, here's a weird question. Will there be any classic whoosh noise when doors open on and close in the air? I'm sure there will be. I'm sure there will. That's Star Trek, right? By the way, I've not seen episodes 12 and 13 of Discovery, and I know in episode 13 you see the Enterprise and you see the bridge. Whew, okay. We'll get to that. We'll talk about that next week maybe. There's no Real Trek this week. I will be in Chicago with my volleyball team. Just a heads up. So here's Chris Weave, and Chris and by the way, let me make sure I'm paying attention to in case Trey manages to buzz in on Discord. If not, we're gonna have Trey next week after we figured out. Oh, and there he is, Michael Weir, $50 super chat. Hey Alec, with an I. Well, you know that's wrong. Let's see, where's the I? Oh, come on, that's not even close to the E. At least if you call me Alex, I go, oh, well, the X is right next to the C, and that's a mistake I'll let you slide with. Alec with an I, that's not even like Smart Alec is ALECK. Alec, Michael, we need to talk. Anyway, glad you love the new sets. I appreciate it, man. You are the man, Michael. Thank you so much. By the way, hopefully you got your plexis. Have you thought about pushing Aries Studios Patreon to Gwinnett School PTAs? The parents may want to help this. So yes, we've talked about it. There's only so much we can do. So as we're reevaluating the performance this year, Pasha and I are going to talk about ways we get this more widely funded through the school system, right? Because that would be huge. So yesterday we had Dale there, we had Dana there, we had John Stogie there, and Chris Weave. Now Chris Weave, if you we have a video that'll be coming out, and he's on a couple of the Axanar Axacon videos as well. He's been a consultant for the Navy for years, and he's really big. He's part of BU 9, which is the technical advisory group for David Weber and the Honor Harrington series of books. He is one of the guys that contributed to that technical book that they put out, which he just gave me a copy of. House Price of Honor, I forget. Anyway, he just gave me a beautiful hardback. It goes right into the collection. And so we met, and I love the guy because he and I just like geek out about all the same stuff, right? It's awesome. And so when we started, there's a bunch of stuff from Axanar that we're going to get out to you guys in where he talks about strategy and tactics in spatial war, in space warfare, right? So it's really great. So he and I had some great conversations. So I look forward to you guys seeing those. We shot 3 videos yesterday. We shot a quick Axanar update video. We did one with me and Chris Weave, and then we did one. Stogie did followed us along doing the sets. So it's really cool. You guys will all get to see that. Oh, excuse me for yawning. Yeah, I had a pretty decent night's sleep last night, but but obviously not enough. All right, let's see what else we got. Hey Alec, Silver Bullet 1620. I have a stupid question. Remember, there are no stupid questions. There are only stupid answers. Some time ago, I asked about writing an Aries script. You said write it as a story and send it to you. What's the email address, or send it through Facebook? You can do either. Alec@axanarproductions.com is my email. People say, "Oh, I want to write for Axanar," and I say, write a short story. Write a short story. Let's see what you got. Right? Let's see if it's interesting. That's what Jonathan Lane did. And so yeah, and if you're really ambitious, write a comic book. That's what Trey did. That's why he's supposed to be here tonight, and we'll get him next week if he can't make it tonight. And then I'm perusing my Facebook to see if he messages me. He has not. No, I don't see anything from Trey. And so write a short story, and if you're ambitious, write a comic book. And there's some great artists out there, and I can help you get them if you want someone to do a comic book for you. You can't make money off of it. You're going to spend your own money. Trey did a 4-page comic book, and it was awesome, right? And then he followed it up again. So there's lots of ways to be part of the Axanar universe, and I highly recommend it. That's a great way. What about sound? Will the sound effects be the same as TOS? That's really up to Mark Edward Lewis, who was on this show a couple of weeks ago, a month or two ago. I think Mark likes having his own unique sounds, but some of them are going to be very TOS. So thank you. Oh, Andrew Wolkowicz. I hope I pronounced that right, Andrew. From Canada, $50 super chat. Thank you so much, Andrew. Ask a question, Andrew. If you're going to send me a super chat, ask a question, okay? That would be great. Because I want to not only note you, tell everyone, hey, look, Andrew gave $50, but answer a question for you. So, Andrew, where in Canada are you, Andrew? Tell us a little bit about. Actually, many of you know Dreamy, my the dog that we're fostering right now. She's going up to Canada on the 27th, and we'll be sad to see her go. Although I'll be happy to recover my living room, which she currently owns. So yeah, I love Canada. I really do. If you guys had better weather, I'd live up there. Government sponsored healthcare. Yeah. Single payer. It's awesome. So yeah, I'm a big fan, and I love my Canadian friends, and I love Canadians in general. It's always funny how much you apologize for things. But I loved my time in Vancouver. I love my Canadian friends. It's just a great, great country. It really is. So there you go. Let's see. No worries. Keep up the quality work. I'll send it to. Yeah. Hey, listen. Thanks to all the vets out there. Yeah, people ask me. And I didn't serve, and I wish I had. It's like the only regret in my life. I mean, you can always go back and say, "Oh, I wish I did this better. I wish I did that better." That's normal. But things you really wish you did. I was funny because I was thinking about it today because someone had asked me about it, and I almost went into the Navy JAG Corps. At a law school, I only took one interview, the Navy JAG Corps, and I was really considering going into the Navy. It just sounded like a great gig, and I just would have loved it. And instead, I coach volleyball. So won two national championships, one at USC and one with the volleyball team I started and coached, a junior Olympic team. I traveled around the world with the national team. 4 best years of my life were when I was coaching and making practically no money. It was awesome. It was right out of law school. So it's hard to say I regret it. It would have been a different path, but I really wish I had. So I'm all about encouraging young people to do military service. I just think it's amazing. I think I should have done it right out of school, right out of college, taken a few years and gone into the military before I ever went to law school. That would have been really good. So thank you all who serve. It's greatly appreciated. I really respect that. Steve, $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. I don't know which Steve you are. No last name, but thank you nonetheless. Ask a question, Steve. Charles, also, we are starting up the Axanar Marines again. That is something that we're going to be starting up again, and so stay tuned for details on that. All right, let's see. Is Trey? No, Trey is still trying to get online. So, I'm sorry about that. Now I have something else here. What else? Oh, that's right. I had that. We're going to stick with these photos for now. So that's another piece of news. The big piece of news is the captain's quarters. It'll have to be set decorated now. It'll have to be cleaned. It'll have to be painted. Then set decoration has to go in. What's set decoration? We've got to get the desk in, and then it's what goes in the closet, what goes on the bed, what goes on his nightstand, what goes on his shelves, what was in Captain Kirk's quarters, all those little things. That's set decoration. Lynn, I'm not sure if that's for me or someone else. So the other news is we're working away on the costumes right now, and that's project stalled 2 years ago, and we're picking it back up. It's a really convoluted thing because the company we gave our money to is not giving us our it's split up, and so the guy who was manufacturing the costumes is all on board, and he's totally fired up, and we're really excited about it. Noah is amazing, and Kate Berger, our costume designer, and I worked with him really closely, and he was really good, and he's all excited to get them done. But the company that he was working with has our fabric, and they're not giving us our fabric, so we may have to go out and buy it all again. But there's enough costumes being made for everyone who donated for one, and we'll go through the Kickstarter and the Indiegogo, figure out. We have a list of how many people donated, and we're going to make costumes, and everyone will eventually get their costumes. So that's in process now too. So we're going guns a-blazing with that as well. So that's kind of like where we are right now. Those are the updates of what we've kind of accomplished. There's another big piece of news, and I can't tell you unless Paul Jenkins authorizes me to release this news, but he gave me some information that we've been talking about for a year, and we finally executed on it, and knock wood, we'll see, but it's huge. You will all be blown away when we tell you what we've got planned. So yeah. What do we got here? What color scheme for his quarters? Well, it's gray. I mean, like, it's gray. We'll see if we go with, it's kind of the gray the bridge is, but we may have to go with a lighter gray. We may even go with more TOS colors, just because, in talking to Chris Weave too, we were talking about the color scheme on the bridge, and he was talking about how naval ships are really dark CICs, and the bridges are darker colors, but living quarters are always light colors. So I'm not sure this gray that we have on the bridge right now will be the final color. We might go to TOS color. So good question there. Steve, Alex. It's Alec, but I'm going to let you get away with it because you spelt a lot better than Michael Weir did. I don't have a question, but the USS Ares on Combat Patrol clip is amazing. Thank you so much, Steve. Yeah, that's one of the ones that was for Axanar, the full movie. Whoa, what do we got? David Schroeder, $10 super chat. Thank you, David. That's very nice of you. David, have you donated before? I think maybe you're new. The set looks great. I'm glad I can send some help. Wish it were more, but work cut out. Listen, don't sweat it, Dave. You never apologize for not donating as much as you'd like, right? Anything is appreciated, and we all have jobs. Listen, it's despite the fact that the stock market is doing well and Donald Trump wants to tell you how great this economy is, the economy is not doing great for average Americans. All right, wages are not where they need to be. Most of the money in this country is still going to corporations and rich people, and I understand. Look, I understand that times are tough, and that if you can give us $5 and you wish you could give us 10, I appreciate the $5. You give us $10, David, and you wish you could, I appreciate it. Listen, just the fact that you guys come on here and listen to me talk and then give us money is amazing, and we thank you for it. So. Thank you very much, David. That's really nice of you. Oh, you donated before? God bless you, man. I love you. Listen, and those of you who don't donate, who don't feel bad. Do you support me? Do you share our stuff? Do you tell people how great Axanar is? That's all support we need, right? That's all support we need. So, thank you all. Andrew Wolkowicz, you should sell some cool closer stuff. If you do, how would I surprise my wife with? Yeah, there are people who are doing stuff for us, or of us, I should say, like doing Axanar stuff. And I'll tell you about that when they tell me. Does Garth drink Romulan ale or Saurian brandy? Maybe he does both. Maybe he does one with the other. I don't know. We'll think about that. I think they all drink to some extent, so I'm sure he won't turn into anything. Hey, and Trey's on. Trey, are you good on Skype now? Have you figured it out? If so, we can add you to the stream. Michael Lee, $20 super chat. Thank you, sir. Haven't donated, but would like a patch and would like to donate when I can for cool perks. Just don't know how. Been following for 2 years now, I believe. Michael, thank you so much. Okay, if you want the patches, stay tuned. Michael Lee, you can email me because Stogie's got some. We've been selling them for the studio. Yeah, just know which ones you want. Right? That's the big thing. So let me do this. I will do this. Hold on one second. Boop, boop. Because somewhere I have it. Let's see. Let's see if I can pull down the image of the patches. Let's see. Or did I get rid of it? No, there it is. Dun, dun, dun. All right, let's get this image, and we're going to put this image right now. We're just going to put it right over what the other one we got there. Boom. There we go. Okay, so you want to know what patches are. Okay, there we go. There are the patches. Let's talk patches here. And Michael S. Carter, $50 super chat. Thank you very much. Let me get to you, Michael. Let me answer Michael Lee's question first. So these are the patches, okay? We have been selling the set as a fundraiser for the puppies. $100 for the set of all of them, and that's 14 patches. It's a great deal, but it's plus shipping, plus $5 shipping, and 100% of the money goes to the puppies that we've been saving. By the way, I got a message today from the new foster mom. I got a text message from the new foster mom who took the puppies from us when we gave them over to the rescue. And some of you know, oh my God, this is so cute. So I'm just going to show it. I'll show it here on the camera. Hopefully you can see it. So there's the little one. Oh my God, he was so cute. And there's the mom. Oh, let's see. There's the mom with the puppies. She's doing great. They're all doing very well so far. Having fed her and carefully tried to be her friend, she is very comfortable with me and asks for pets when she's in a good mood. Definitely protective of the babies when strange noises happen, though. She has gently but firmly taken a puppy out of my hand and carried it into the crate a couple of times, which I totally respect. She eats and drinks very well and learned our routine for taking her on potty breaks within a day. She is very intelligent. And then she wanted some attention after an outing. And there's another photo. There's another photo of her. So those are the puppies that we saved last week. As many of you know, we're big into dog rescue. And there was an emergency puppy rescue. 5 newborns, 2 days old, and their mom. And we went and rescued them all and then passed them off to a dog rescue. I mean, we basically saved them. I mean, you have to be careful with the terminology. Rescue often means a bigger process. We got them from under the shed and saved them, made sure that they went into our garage. They went into a kiddie pool full with bedding material and were fed. You know, the mom was fed, had food and water in a warm environment, in a safe environment where no one bothered her. And it was so that's what we did. Anyway, when we do this, we spend money. We're in the hole, so we sell things to take care of the expenses of the puppies. So anyway, there you go. So you wanted patches. There you go. There's patches. If you want some individually, just let me know. All the money goes to the puppies. Okay, so just so you know. So thank you so much. Let's get that. Economy and capitalism and the opposite are not your fort, Alec. Nobody's actually, it is my fort. Actually, I studied economics and politics in school, and I probably am better read about those subjects than most people because I read and listen constantly every day, single day. So yeah, I can talk intelligently. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to get into politics, but yeah, you ever want to have a conversation about any of those things, I'm the guy to talk to. Take it off air, and I'm happy to. Oh, good. David Schroeder, thank you. You share Axanar updates in my Facebook group, 10 Forward, CSD. Thank you. Okay, Michael S. Carter, there you are, man. $50 super chat. Wow, you guys are studs, so thank you so much. We greatly appreciate it, Michael. Alec, we really have to discuss any of that watch party going for some. Yes, we do. Michael, you bug me about that, okay? Because it's a great idea. We're going to do it. We absolutely are going to do it. Now, I'm gone tomorrow for a week. Won't be back till next Monday. But let's talk about the next weekend, okay? I'm totally up for that. Enjoy a night of everyone viewing and chatting it up about whatever we watch. We should take a vote what we watch. Getting ideas from. Yes, agreed. Let's do it. Let's see. Silver Bullet 1620, $10 super chat. Thank you so much. I wanted to donate what little means I have to help Axanar. Listen, never put yourself out. Let me just be clear about this, right? You should never be undergoing hardship to donate to Axanar. I don't know how much money people make. You might be making minimum wage. You might be making $100,000 a year. Never be in a position where you're giving more, that you're giving so much that it hurts. Like, it should be disposable income. I never want you to, well, you know, if I bypass dinner, I can donate to Axanar. No, eat dinner. Don't worry about me. All right, we'll manage. I really want it to be something where you've got disposable income, whether it's $2 or $5, $10 or $50, like the Michael's. That's all great. But thank you. Then this is why I appreciate what you guys are doing so much. So thank you. Thank you, Charles Stogie Trey, and all the Axanar fans for accepting an autistic like me into the community. What? Like, we all don't have? I mean, God bless you, man. You know, you're autistic, and Silver Bullet, you're. I never would have known that. All right, but my godson, you know, has learning development. Doesn't have autism. At one point, they thought he did. Didn't mean I loved him any less. You know, he's a great kid. So we all have things challenges we deal with. And Silver Bullet, thank you for telling us about that. You know, it was interesting that the guy Joe that I worked on, who's like the expert on Battlestar Galactica, who was my assistant for the Battlestar Galactica auctions 10 years ago, we found out later that he had Asperger's syndrome. He suffered from Asperger's. And when we did, I immediately called up my friend Santino, who was the assistant prop master on Galactica. And I said, Joe just came out that he had Asperger's. I said, that makes so much sense. understanding Asperger's, I understood. I was like, right, of course, that's why Joe. I mean, we love Joe. He was awesome, but he had some funny little things that he did, and we were like, got it. So, you know, but he amazing guy. So thank you so much for telling us about that. You are always welcome. All you people, you're like my family, man. Yeah, autism's not a disease. It's just another way to process as a human. It's just right. It's just some people process things differently than others. My godson has neurofibromatosis. That is benign tumors on the brain, and it's made him a little developmentally slow in certain areas. But I tell you, the first time he picked up a harmonica, he was like, I turned to his mom and go, "Are you listening to this? This kid's amazing." I mean, it was like when he was 5, right? So everyone's wired differently, and some things we're good at and some things we're not. So, and some things you excel at, and it's always finding out what those things are. So if we were all the same, it would be boring. Yeah, listen, let me tell you about Super Chats. Oh, and we need to develop a process for this. Google takes 30% of Super Chats, right? So we're going to start working on a process where you give an amount in Super Chat, but if you PayPal us, we're going to do something for you to make up for it, since you're going to be giving us, you know, more money, right? So every $50, Google takes $15. It's so maybe we'll do something. We've been talking about doing something so you guys can give to us, and we'll get more money, and maybe we'll give you something for doing that. So anyway, thanks so much. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay, Eccleston, you want a caramel fix? Let me. Caramel was lying in bed playing with her toys with me today, and let's see if I can show you a photo. And she's getting so long, right? Here's a photo of her. Oh, wait, let me get back to OBS so I can see what I'm doing here. Hopefully you can. All right, there she is. It's not the best. I know it's not the best photo on here. She's doing great. She's just a pisser. We love her to death. And so yesterday, after we went out after we finished the set, right? Took everyone out to lunch to our favorite place, Local Republic. Now, Local Republic is the restaurant here in town. It's our favorite restaurant where Kyla and Julian, the couple that are going to adopt Caramel, work. And so the waiter, a guy named Mig, comes up and he goes, "Yeah, I know who you guys are." He says, "You're the couple with Caramel." And we go, "Yeah, I guess Kyla told you." And he's like, "Oh, everyone in the restaurant knows about Caramel now because we're all big dog people here." So it's like we're celebrities now as the parents, the foster parents of Caramel, who saved her. Which is awesome, and it's great because Caramel is going to be not only have a brother dog to play with, but these Kyla and Julian are just dog people, and we're so excited that she's going to have a great family life, right? It's just awesome. So it's like I would love if I had a house to keep her, but she's going to be big, and she needs a big yard, and she needs a playmate, and so we're excited. Things are going well. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Hold on one sec. I'm going to send. Oh. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, anyone wants to write for us, please write for us. Write a short story. Talk to me about it. Tell me what you want to do. I'll give you feedback. Mark Payton did that, and I gave him feedback. Okay, Trey, let me get Skype going. I just saw that, Trey. Let's see if we're gonna see if. Okay. I'm thinking Trey figured out his Skype. Let's see. Trey, I am calling you back, so answer your phone. Answer your Skype, damn it. No? Is that... I'm not hearing... Oh, no. Still no... Oh, there is Trey, but I don't hear him. Okay. Hey, Trey. All right. Hold on. We got more important things to do than you right now. For everyone out there, since Lynn asked for it, here you go. Here you go. What do we got? Oh, what?
No, the earbud.
Oh, give me my earbud back. That's So here's Caramel. Everyone can see she's doing great. She's a bundle of fun. And she chews on everything, and she's you know, I don't know what, and she loves. you pushing me out of the frame, kid. So anyway, there she is. I know Val wanted her caramel fix, so here it is. And there's Crystal. Say hi, Crystal.
Hi, guys.
There. So Crystal's taking care of the puppies while I do this. So all right, sweet. I'll see you in a little bit. So there's your caramel fix. So she's getting heavy, huh?
Oh God.
Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. All right. So that's your caramel fix. So now let me do a couple things here. I am going to let me just do this here, and we'll get Trey in. Okay. All right, Trey. I'm gonna bring you in. Let me get rid of that, and then let me get rid of this. And all right. Okay, that's cool. You should see the nightmare going out. So there's a Crystal trying to Axanar Comics. There you are. All right.
I'm gonna get the big screen. Oh no.
No, you're gonna get shrunk down, kid. You're not that important. We're gonna do this. Here is the man, Trey McElwain of Axanar Comics. Glad we finally hook up there. How you doing, Trey?
Man, I'm doing great. Alec, how are you doing?
Oh, it's got Crystal. Everything. Crystal's got that look like. Oh, I've got 5 dogs in this house. So, Dreamy leaves on the 27th for Canada. We'll take her on the 26th, and then Caramel. I'm guessing the following week will probably go to her family. So we'll be back down to only 3 dogs. So, as much as I love dogs, the house needs a little rehabilitation after that, and we just had house guests, so we need to bring in the cleaning crew to scrub this place. So anyway, everyone here is Trey McElwain. Trey, let's just, before we get into you, I want to scroll back because I do know that let's see.
Well, I was going to actually, I was wanting to give me 2 seconds. Let me say thank you to Michael Weir for sending a $50 super chat. Let me say thank you to Michael Carter for sending a $50 super chat. And Lynn Marie Panzarino. I apologize apologize if I got your names wrong, guys. Also, I want to make just a small shameless plug. Make sure you become a Patreon for Aries Studios. It is so important. Guys, I'm going to tell you something. While the rest of us were just having a good old time this weekend and just relaxing and not wanting to, deal with things, Alec Peters literally got in his vehicle. He drove down. Was this last weekend or was it a weekend ago?
It was last week.
Last week. Right. Last weekend.
I think it was last Monday.
I've been telling everyone this story at the hospital that I work for. You know, I mean, it's just, I mean, mind blown, right? I mean, you know, I'm sitting there trying to rest up, getting ready for the week, and Alec Peters is on the road, you know, doing rescue. So, seriously, guys, become a Patreon. It is so important. I cannot begin to tell you. I mean, I know it goes to help the studio and everything, but wow, I mean, you know, to do what Alec does is, I mean, that's something that, you know, that's amazing.
Hey,
I apologize, Alec. You do your thing.
Thank you so much. Let me make sure we are okay.
Also, I want to tell everyone, you know, just in case you don't know, I mean, of course,
tell them what you do. Tell them what you do.
I am the creator and the writer of Axanar Comics. I was inspired by Prelude to Axanar. You know, there's a line in, you know, Prelude that, you know, Captain Garth knows, that we all know. You know, I believe it's, you know, we didn't sign up to be warriors. That's not what Starfleet's about. Guys, when Alec delivered that line as Garth, you know, I'm going to tell you, the very first time I met, or I was introduced to Prelude to Axanar, was the Christmas of 2014. Okay. I had no idea what was going on. I had no idea about this lawsuit. I had no idea about anything involved with it. The only thing I knew was, you know, this was such amazing Star Trek. Back then, you know, my wife and I, we were very much paycheck to paycheck. And, you know, we had a point in our lives when we didn't think that the bottom would, you know, we hit rock bottom, and like, where are we going to go from here? And then the bottom fell out. And then I found Prelude, and it was literally, it changed my life. I mean, I know that sounds kind of crazy to say, and a lot of people are like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, Trey, you're just saying that because you're up here on Axanar Confidential with Alec Peters, of all people, the captain. And, you know, I mean, yeah, sure, I'm a huge Axanar cheerleader. I have no problem admitting that. I started the Axanar fan page. And then shortly after that, I learned about this crazy lawsuit. You know, I mean, what the hell, you know? I immediately went to the website. I tried to go get, you know, the merchandise. You know, I wanted to have the patches, the ships. I wanted to have it all. And I couldn't. You know, CBS and Paramount, they took that, you know, away from me. They took that away from a lot of us fans. And it was devastating, you know, and, you know, cruising on with the fan page and everything, I did not feel like I was doing enough. I didn't feel like I was contributing enough, you know, to what, you know, Alec Peters had created. I mean, he started something. It's a movement. And I wanted to expand on that movement. And I was thinking to myself, you know, I'm an okay writer. Okay, I'm not the best. Well, let's face it, you really got to love my writing, right? It's like
no, you're good, man.
But you know, I was thinking, what can I do? What, you know, and then I was watching Alec Peters one time, and he talked about how, you know, putting Axanar, you know, into the fans' hands, and you know, letting the fans create, you know, and I was like, man, this is it, man. He doesn't realize it, but he's talking to me, you know. And I called up my buddy, and I was like, I got this idea. You know, there's a scene from Prelude that I really want to turn into comic book form, because Michael Weir, thank you so much. Hi, Alec. LOL. Can't wait for this to hit the air. Did you get the panels? They are awesome. Trey, you are the bomb. Thank you, Michael Weir. You are the bomb for the $50 super chat.
And thanks. I didn't get to thank Lynn Marie Panzerino. Thank you. Trey,
Yes.
thank you, but I want to make sure I thank you. Thank you very much, and thank you, Michael Weir, again.
And Lynn Marie asked, will you need voice actors for background chatter?
Yeah, that's quite possible, because when we do the audio drama, there's like a lot of roles, right? Because you have all the sound, all the ambient noises, all the background noises, everything that's going on. So, yeah, that's food for thought. You really make me think, like, oh, wow, that would be really an interesting way to reward people and offer things. So, yeah. So, yes.
Anyway,
we'll keep you posted.
Yes. So anyway, I was thinking, you know, there's a scene in Prelude where the Ares takes on the D7, and You know, my story, the original story that I had written for Trial by Fire, it went through many different changes. And I remember when I first got into it, I have to also, I don't know if he's watching tonight. If he is, I want to say a big thank you to Jonathan Lane. He is the man behind Fan Film Factor. He tells it like it always is every single time. I've been on the horn with that guy so many times. I used to bug him nonstop. Alec was going in the middle of this lawsuit, and I really did not want to burden him with my crazy fanboy ideas of, creating this comic. So I contacted Jonathan Lane and struck up a friendship. I mean, he might think I'm still just this, crazy fanboy cheerleader, which is okay. I mean, I'll gladly take that title.
Are.
I am. Thank you. I am. I know it. But I would pick Jonathan Lane's brain over for anything and everything Axanar. I mean, I wanted to know what they wore during the battle. I wanted to know, I wanted to know everything. I wanted to know what kind of bunks they were sleeping in, and he was like, Trey, why are you doing all this? And it's like, well, I'm thinking about expanding on this universe. I want to make this comic. And, he's like, you're crazy. And I'm like, I know it's all right, but I'm going to do it. And so, like Alec Peters did with Prelude to Axanar, Trial by Fire was my proof of concept. Also, I want to give a shout out to my mom. She was going to watch this tonight, but then I had technical difficulties. She always told me to finish writing my story, and Alec Peters creating Axanar inspired me to finish writing my story. And I mean, I get to, how wonderful is it that I get to play in this incredible world that, Alec created. I believe on the last podcast, we were asking Alec a bunch of geeky questions, nerdy questions and stuff. And, of course, Alec is, he's thinking about the future and everything, which is amazing that, that's what he's always doing. Alec is always going. But I was one of those geeks that was asking him those geeky questions because, I want to pick his brain now, and I want to put it in the comic. This last year I started off with wanting to continue, I guess, the story of Axanar, but telling it at the beginning of the war. So we were going to see Slater's version, and the captains that he had and the ships at his disposal and all that, leading up to, the change of the baton and everything. I can't translate your stuff into Russian.
Oh yes, that was Val before.
Sorry.
So Val, I saw your comment, and we will definitely talk about that. I think Prelude had Russian subtitles, I believe, because we had so many different languages, and that was basically just people who was like, I'll translate it into this language. I'll translate it into this language. So yes, thank you so much for that, and thank you, John Kraft, for your $4.99 super chat. There are going to be there are T-shirts that are going to be for sale. So stay tuned for that. We should have all that information soon from the person who's doing it. So stay tuned. Anyway, there you go.
And if any of y'all want to buy me one of those T-shirts from Alec, please do. Okay, I will gladly take. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Y'all don't have to do that. So yeah, and so I kept going. I wasn't happy to rest on my laurels, as Jonathan said. And so when it came to starting Arcanus 4, I guess it's on this side of me now. It was like, let's do that. So that's who I am, and that's why I'm always in these chats going crazy, and being yes, because I mean,
well, we all need something to be passionate about, right? And this is the Star Trek we want, right?
This is the Star Trek we want.
Yeah,
it's.
As a matter of fact, the guys that are making T-shirts are making a shirt that they showed it to me. It said Axanar, the Star Trek we need. And I was like, exactly. That's really cool, guys. I appreciate that. Let's and I just want to go back. Dear Alec, is the Connie background like the first 150 years with April? I'm not sure exactly what, but yes, the Constitution. Yes, the Enterprise is with Robert April. So we've got yes. So the answer is yes. What else do we have? I just want to make sure we get everyone. No, do I know a company selling micro machine sizes of the Aries? No, no. But we do have the little wood models, and I think there's more of those coming. So stay tuned. So anyway, so tell us about what is out as far as Axanar Comics right now.
So right now we have the cover of. Okay, so last year we did Trial by, and we meaning myself, and I hired my buddy Danny from high school. That I've known him forever, and Danny and I have been doing. We've worked on projects on and off here and there, but this is like the first one we've really worked on together here in quite some time. We did Trial by Fire 2 years ago, of course, highlighting the episode or the scene with when the Ares takes down the D6. Now, a lot of people give me grief about that because my D6 looks a lot like the D7, and as I have started to say earlier, my first version of Trial by Fire actually went through a lot of different changes until we finally decided on it to be Trial by Fire and it to go up against the D6. So that covers out plus 3 pages. So that's, you know, as Jonathan Lane always likes to say, 4 pages, but I'm like, oh, not really, because I don't count the cover. And then we have Arcanus 4 is out right now with, I think it's 6 or 7 pages is where we're up to. And what Danny and I decided, we met not too long ago, and we're going to release the next 2 pages of Arcanus 4 together when they're ready. And then he's going to take a short break because right now he's actually working on an Axanar Tip of the Spear, or Axanar Comics Tip of the Spears series one-shot, okay, with Jonathan Lane. It's going to be written by Jonathan Lane, titled Stardate 2245.1. And those of you at Axicon had the most wonderful opportunity to see some of it. I can't say more, okay? So that's all I'm going to say for now. The cover's out, so that's why I showed the cover in one of my videos. But yeah, that's. But you're going to want to get that, okay? Danny does the artwork. The artwork is amazing. Jonathan does the writing. I believe he's worked with Alec on it, and wow. I did a stop motion comic, very cheesy, which is on my channel, with Trial by Fire. Not too long ago, I got some software that's going to make this stop motion comic way better. And, you know, with technology and everything being so advanced, there's a small learning curve, and I'm kind of like trying to get to it, you know. But after the break, Danny and I are going to be back. He's going to finish up the finale of Arcanus 4, and then, are you ready for this? I'm going to be working with Mark McCrary. He is the artist that did the Axanar illustrated short story Why We Fight, written by Jonathan Lane. He's also the artist that worked with Mark Largent on the Star Trek fan comic online, Say What From Heaven Is With the Breezes Blow. Those 2 stories, I'm going to tell you now, are some of my absolute favorite online material that you can get for free, by the way. I mean, it's amazing. And so I'm really excited about that. And we're going to be doing the very next chapter after Arcanus 4. And who knows? I mean, I'm going to keep going. I'm looking for artists. If you happen to be a really good comic book artist, come talk to me. I need your number. But that's all we got going for right now. So, by the way, Trey, you never answered my... Oh, you know, Silver Bullet, I do have a response for you. You'll be looking for that right after I get off the... Right after we get through with this. I promise. Well, it's always funny watching myself like 2 seconds backwards on this stuff. That's why I have to pull up the Skype thing so I can actually see you and not them.
Yeah. What you do is you watch whatever you're communicating on. You don't watch the YouTube, because I just watch the comments in the YouTube. That's it. But I'm always watching my streaming service. So, well, geez, I had a bunch of questions. You answered them all.
I did not. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I get.
No, that's all good, man. That's all good. So, so Arcanus 4 is going to be how many pages when you're finished?
That's a great question. 15, I believe.
Wow.
15. Yeah.
Wow.
So I have, I actually have the page in my, well, not digitally, in my hands, where we get to see Saval. we actually get to see Slater talking to Saval. I haven't sent that to you. I actually need to send that to you, Alex, so you can check a look at that. Sorry.
Let me check it out. I'd love to see it. Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
love to see it. So do we have any questions? Any of our fans have any questions here?
If we need to, I can scroll. Oh, Michael Carter, you love that mug? Yes, thank you, sir. My wife got me this mug for my birthday. I need to send one to Alec too.
I got an Axanar mug. I got an Aries mug.
I need to send Alec a ton of stuff though. I mean, I've been like, I have like a care package like for him, and every time I'm like, this is the moment I'm going to send it to him. I was supposed to send it to him, but so small little secret, I actually got a hold of Crystal at the beginning of December, and I was like, guys, I know this thing's, yeah, I know Alec thinks I'm crazy, weird, and all that, but I want y'all's address because I'm building a care package of all the Axanar comics. Don't tell him about it because it's going to be a big secret. And every time I went to go tape it up, she'd be like, oh, look what I did. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to put that in the care package now. So, I mean, we're talking like, hello, mouse pad, coffee mug, magnets, posters. I'm like, babe, what is he going to, she's like, babe, what is he going to do with all this? I'm like, have you seen his house? He'll find a place to put it up, I'm sure. He'll love it.
I will find a place.
I know, I'm crazy. I apologize, guys. But Trey, do you comics in large print for us almost blind folks? Well, right now, nothing that I do is actually in physical print. I know of someone that has an amazing printer. And I'm supposed to be talking with this person hopefully soon. Hint, 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 Alec. Have you seen those catalogs that Alec has printed up before? Those are amazing. Charles Williamson, large print for older readers. No, I understand. Right now, I don't have anything in actual physical print because, so here's something else. So at the beginning of all of this, when I started Axanar Comics, with Alec having to deal with such scrutiny with the lawsuit, one of the things that I mentioned earlier is that I did contact Jonathan Lane in order to keep Alec out of everything with trial because I was afraid, you know, we had so much going on. I don't know legality of anything, I mean, I really don't. But I didn't want to hurt Alec. That was my number one intention and goal. So instead of crowdfunding with the name Axanar on it, I decided to go ahead and do everything out of pocket. So everything that I've done, and I do believe that it is important for a person to get paid for their hard work. That is why I hired my friend and pay him for all the work that he does for me. So everything that you see, I've paid for out of my own pocket, but I've never once crowdfunded. I've never once asked the fans, hey, let me get this, because I have Axanar's name attached to my stuff. So it's like, I don't want to hurt Alec, right? I mean, he just went through all that craziness. So why throw, shade on him when it's me that's doing this, So, yeah. So I fund it all out of my own pocket. And so that's why it comes out slower. That's why there's no physical copies. That's why there's one page a month, and it takes forever for a freaking story to get out. Excuse my French, but it does. It takes forever for a story to get out because that's how I'm having to do it. I'm not complaining. I mean, that's fine. I mean, I'm comfortable with the agreement that I have with the artists that under my employment, but that's just the way it is. So everything gets printed on digitally in low quality for Facebook, and then of course high def for the Axanar website, the Axanar comic website, the DeviantArt, which by the way we're on DeviantArt.com, so come check us out. Of course we're on YouTube, so check us out there too. And yeah, but if you really want to see the really good high def stuff, do a search, go to the main Axanar website. If you're not a Patreon already, for Aries Studio, go to the main Axanar website, do a search, you'll find us. I'm in a couple, I'm either in the Axanar blog or the Captain's log. I mean, I'm actually all over the place because Alec is amazing. Jonathan Lane's amazing. These guys are amazing. So you, the fans, are amazing. I cannot stress that enough. Yeah, so. Yes, Shane, you are correct. A lot of fluke greed. Yep, you're correct. Axanar Comics, make yourself a 501.3C. I'll look into that, Charles. Charles also, physical copies would be risky. Yes, CBS has shut down printed fan projects in the past. Yes, they have. Trey reminds me of David. Well, thank you, DKG Custom. I take that as a compliment. I'm a huge David Hewlett fan. I'm a huge Stargate fan. That is amazing. Thank you. Awesome. Hugs, big hugs. I'm gonna have to scroll up and see if anyone else has asked. Shane chatted before about physical copies. I'm really forward to. Yes, I am looking forward to the day I can make physical copies too. I'm just scrolling up real quick, checking this out. Oh, real quickly, I have to ask Alec. I missed all that stuff with my quarters. No, I'm just kidding. With the captain's quarters, did all that? Did you get fresh linens in there for real? I mean, I'm gonna be when I come over.
We haven't even cleaned. It's not even ready for occupancy.
So, oh man.
Yeah, but it's built and we're excited. It's it's starting the process of thinking about lots of things that we need to do, and like is that the right color? I think we're going to lighten up the color, the gray color of it, get it more TOS. We also want to use, I think we're going to wind up using some TOS sets, maybe Rays, maybe others. Probably want to put the captain's quarters in a more consistent color scheme with TOS, and so we'll see. But it's gotten us started, and it's just one more stake in the ground, and that's what we need to be doing with Axanar, is doing things. Boom.
I saw the pictures.
And then we do this, and then we do this, and
yeah. No, I saw the pictures on Facebook. I was getting so excited. I saw them several places. That's of course what prompted the question. Very, very excited about it. I was scrolling up real quick, and what did I see? I saw something.
Outages.
Oh, real quickly. Also, Alec mentioned earlier, Mr. Mark Payton, who is also writing in the expanded Axanar universe. He's writing a story. Make sure you guys check that out on Facebook. The Inverness Revision, I believe. Yeah, Inverness Revision is what it's called. Very good story. I can't wait to read the rest. Also, Brendan Goodyear. Brendan Goodyear is the artist in which I have tried to pay this guy to, by the way. Okay, I've offered. Anyway, Brendan Goodyear is...
He's amazing.
He is so amazing. Okay, so my logo that everyone sees on, for Axanar Comics, that is the Apollo patch, right? Brendan Goodyear designed and made that patch. He based it off of the actual Apollo, one of the Apollo missions patches. And, you can see the Earth and the Moon in there. And I told him, I said, man, I want this thing to look like Axanar. I want it to literally look like it came off the patch of, a uniform that Alec created, and that's what you see. He also created a second insignia or a second patch for a ship that I'm actually currently writing about right now. And he's actually going to be doing a third one for me for Alex's ship, or excuse me, Garth's ship for the Xenophon. So I'm actually, I'm really looking forward to that as well. Brennan is also an amazing artist. I cannot stress this enough to all the fans out there. His work is phenomenal. I'm sure you've seen it if you've gone to the Axanar Facebook page, Axanar website. Alec talks about him sometimes, a lot actually, because that's how good he is. So Brendan, yes, I do remember. Thank you for mentioning that. Scrolling back up. I want to say hi to everyone. If I forgot anyone, I apologize. Okay, I'm scrolling all the way back down now. If I missed something, if I missed anything, retype it out right now. I'll, boom. I'm crazy. I'll say it.
Well, all right. Well, guys, I'm gonna thank you Trey. Thank you so much for joining us. It's awesome. I'm glad we figured it out because we can now do it again the next time you've got news for us. We'll check in every couple months with you. You are, of course, you're always in the comments, and you're always welcome here as always. And everyone else, hey, listen, guys. Thank you. Tonight's been a wonderful night. You guys have been very generous as always. And thank you so much because all that money goes towards the studio. If you want any of the patches, as we talked about before, let me know. All that money goes to the puppies. And thank you. Eccleston Angel says, I want to see a video of Alec playing Star Trek. And Crystal walks in on him and says, what is wrong with you? She says that about me for everything. So I don't know. That would be easy. Shane Freud says, how do I get an Apollo patch? Stay tuned. Trey and I are going to talk about that.
We're going to be talking.
All right. So
we got lots to talk about, right?
We do. Besides doggies.
Besides, it's Axanar time.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is the time. You know, I cannot begin to tell everyone all the amazing stuff. Please make sure you go to Facebook. If you're not friends with Alec Peters, make sure you follow him, follow his posts, follow his public posts. Please keep up at the Axanar website. Go become a Patreon because we get to see the cool stuff first. I mean, as Patreons, I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, you get to see it later, but I don't know if you get to see some of it at all. I don't know. I'm a Patreon, so you should become one too. Mark Payton, thank you. Adiga Outlaw, thank you. John Kraft, Shane Frood, Silver Bullet, James R. Belts, 4558067. Is that your phone number? Thank you. Dayjeev Sound. All you guys are amazing. Everyone that stayed.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Guys, you guys have been awesome. Oh, did I lose you? I think we lost oh, there we go. Now you're back. So
hello.
Well, I'm going on to another doggy emergency down there in Texas that just came through as we were talking. A mother and newborns. So
this time I won't miss you.
Where's Brownsville, by the way?
It's by the border.
Oh, is that down there?
It's
this crap with the dogs happens down by the border. I mean, Texas. You guys have the worst dog laws.
It is the worst. I'm telling you. Not just here in the city of Austin, but all the surrounding areas. It is not only dog overpopulation growth, but there's all these puppy mills.
Why are there puppy mills when there's so many puppies all over the place?
Exactly. Guys, go to your shelter. Adopt.
Yeah, exactly.
Save a life. It will save yours.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
God. Let me tell you, there is something special about making a dog happy. If you can do that, it really makes you a better person. It really does. I'm not just saying. But all right, listen, everyone. Thank you so much. We've had a good night tonight. I want to make sure you're all back next week. I'll be back on next Monday. We'll have another special guest for you. In the meantime, everyone, thank you very much. And as always, live long and prosper. We appreciate it. And stay tuned for more news from Axanar. Take care, guys.